Welcome back. You've made it through another 24 hours. Be sure and celebrate that. Be sure and pat yourself on the back. Today we're going to talk about another cousin to some of what we've been talking about in terms of being able to cope. But today we're going to go back to dealing with how do you work with that part of you who wants to rebel and sabotage you because he or she is angry at somebody else. And we all do that. I know in treatment I've worked with people, or in some of the eating disorder clinics that I've worked with, we will talk about how the person is either drinking at or eating at that person. And what that's about is when we get hurt by somebody else, or we get angry, or we feel betrayed, then we will collapse into our most destructive behavior, our self-destructive behavior, and will rebel against them by being self-destructive. So I'm going to borrow from my very dear friend, Dr. Kia Emmerglick, who first introduced the concept of revenge tapping. Now, if you're interested in this in more detail, go to my website, because Kia was on my radio show one time and we spent a whole radio show just talking about this. But I want you to have this as part of your 30-day program because it's really a useful dynamic tool. And how it works is that when you're really angry at somebody, instead of acting out or being self-destructive or getting into being explosive with them, what you want to do is you want to sit down and do what she coined as revenge tapping. Now, this was really inspired by her attending some sort of seminar where some spiritual intuitive was giving information, and one of the women in the audience said, "What do you do if you're really angry?" And what Kia says is that she was anticipating that the response was going to be, well, you come into your heart and you forgive. But instead, the feedback that came out of this spiritual intuitive was, have you ever considered revenge? Revenge fantasies. So it's not acting it out. And Kia took it the next step and she applied the tapping to it. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate for you today. So join along with me. If you're listening to the audio, we'll start out with the setup. Even though I really got triggered and I am angry, I'm angry at them, and I want to get back at them. Because if I don't get back at them, I'm going to act out on myself. But even though I've got this dynamic going, I choose instead to have revenge fantasies while I tap. So even though these feelings have gotten stirred up inside of me, I don't want to be self-destructive. And I don't want to explode on him or her. But I do want to get the feelings out. And I'm willing to do so while I tap. Okay, so that sets your intention. That's also putting you, as the illuminated adult, in charge of this. So, first you're going to give voice to the revenge. So while I'm doing this, be thinking about something that you might have strong feelings about. But also make note of what day this is, because you can always come back. You can use any of these. That's what this 30 days is for, is to give you the support through a 30-day period. But also then you can put this in your arsenal. And when your saboteur comes on center stage, you've got something to pull out, to work with, to get you back on track. So let's begin. Start on the eyebrow point. Boy, I got so triggered. Just move to the next point each time I say something. Boy, I want to pay that person back. I am so angry. There's no way I want to forgive. I want to destroy that person. I just want him to be kicked off the planet. I am so angry. I want to get them back. And if I don't get them back, I'm going to implode. I'm going to turn on myself. But I don't want to do either one of those. I am so angry right now. Boy, I want to act out. I want to get revenge. I want to show them that they can't get away with this. I want to pay them back. And now I invite you to just keep tapping. And just come up with your own pictures that you want to neutralize. Turn off the audio, turn off the video, but just keep tapping and just narrate all these pictures. Get it out. Neutralize it. You don't want to act it out. You don't want to be self-destructive. You don't want to take it out on yourself. You want to give voice to it so you can get it out and get back on track. And just keep going with your story of revenge until you break. And get funny with it. Allow yourself to get funny with it so that you can discharge this energy. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself at the bar, or you're going to find yourself at the restaurant, or you're going to find yourself not going to the gym, or you're going to find yourself not following through with your goal today. So entertain revenge fantasies while you tap. And those are the operative words. Don't do this just, without neutralizing it. You're just going to feed it. This is a way to cope. And you're empowered enough to do it. Then, when you feel ready to come back, turn back on the video. Turn back on the audio. Because I want to do some rounds with you after this energy's cleared. So I'm assuming, as I go into this next phase, that you're ready. That you've discharged the negativity and all that energy of revenge. And we're going to start with empowering statements to realign you with your ultimate goal. All right, so even though I felt all these revenge feelings, it is so wonderful to have discharged them, to come back into alignment with my higher goal. So even though I had those feelings, I've shown myself once again that I can discharge all that trash and recommit to my ultimate goal. I got triggered and I discharged it and I got back on track. I love that about myself. Now, if you're listening to the audio, I've already started the sequences, so just move from point to point. I am empowered. Boy, I love that I was able to do this. Those feelings were really scary, and I tapped them away because I am committed. I'm committed to making it through this next 24 hours. I don't want anything to deter me, and I am so proud of myself. I am empowered. I am in alignment. I am on track. I am succeeding. And I am so proud of all the work that I'm doing. I am on track. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You did it. Now, I'll talk to you in 24 hours and keep using what you're learning. Thank you.